Folks, welcome to Affiliate Nerd Out. I am your nerderator, Dustin House, spreading that good word about affiliate marketing. You'll find me nerding out with industry folks on LinkedIn Live on Tuesdays and Thursdays and anywhere you get your podcasts. So please consider subscribing. My nerd guest of the day is Kelly Ground. She is over at Gray Harbor Digital doing amazing things on the publisher side, and she's been gracious enough to join us today and spread that good word about affiliate and the industry best practices. Welcome, Kelly. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Great. Kelly and I are going to be going over some live Q&A, so anybody that wants to drop a question in the chat box or just heckle us a little bit, take it easy on us, please. We've had some really rough heckles lately, but come on in. The water is nice. But without further ado, Kelly, who are you?
Yeah, no, thank you. So my name's Kelly Ground. I am the Chief Growth Officer at Gray Harbor Digital. So Gray Harbor Digital is a digital performance company where we specialize in finding the right media partnerships for our brands. So we work with partners that traditionally may have worked in the display space, the DSP space, not necessarily your traditional affiliate partnerships. About me, I've been at Gray Harbor Digital I'm on my second month now. Previously, I was at Acceleration Partners for over 6.5 years, and I managed their strategy and insights team. And then prior to that, I was in-house at HSN, formerly known as Home Shopping Network. And I was on the publisher side before that. So I've been in the affiliate space for a little over 17 years. So I've seen a lot of changes. And it's just been really fun along the way. And I'm also on the board with you at the PMA board, which is also really great as well.
Oh, the PMA is fantastic. Can't
It
say
is.
enough good things about it. If you'd like to find Kelly, I've added a link in the live stream chat, so you can grab that and get a hold of her if you like what she has to say today and want to reach out. So I would love to get into the agency talk. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but I want to learn more about what Gray Harbor Digital does and what you're doing over there. So can you tell us more about that?
Yeah. So Gray Harbor Digital, like I said, is a digital performance company. So we're a partner, an affiliate partner. And I like to call ourselves a transparent, like sub-affiliate network. But we're very different in the fact that we actually share all the partners that we work with the brands. So we don't hide our brands behind sub-IDs or numbers. We're very open about that. So at Gray Harbor Digital, our leadership team has a display background. They come from the media buying background, and they figured out ways to work with these partners that traditionally would not work on a CPA. They're willing to work with us on a CPA. So they take the risk of buying on a CPM, CPC, and we can back it into a CPA.
Great.
And we're doing a lot with Capital One Shopping for their Chrome plugin. And then, we're working with other brands as well. So lead gen is definitely our bread and butter when it comes to this type of payout model. But it's really exciting. And it's definitely interesting to see how the shift has changed because, 7-8 years ago when I was in-house at HSN, I managed display as well as affiliate, and this would have never even been a topic of conversation. So the fact that we're now, in this part where we're talking to these media partners, these media buyers, and they're like, hey, I'm willing to work with you through this type of payment model if we have the right people in place to manage it. I think it's super exciting for everybody.
Well, that is awesome. And you're talking about backing it into a CPA, and that can be really difficult for affiliate managers to display that value. How do you guys go about that conversations with the folks you're working with?
Yeah, so we actually are very involved when managing the different campaigns, and we have quality scores in place. So we could drive a ton of traffic for the brands that we work with, but every day we're evaluating the type of the quality that we're seeing. So the leads that are coming in, are they qualified leads? Are
Mhm.
they actually backing out to the customer that our brands want to see? I think that's a big part of it, is being transparent. And that's why
Yes.
transparency is like our keyword on our website. Everywhere is transparency, which I love about our company. And I think it's something that is so refreshing and so needed in the affiliate space, is just having these very direct conversations with brands and saying, this is the partner that's driving the spike. We're happy to set up a call with you and this partner, and we'll all talk about it and see what's happening. And I know the brands appreciate it, the partners appreciate it, because they feel like they're getting that opportunity to talk to the brands as well. But I think it's really a great opportunity.
That is awesome. And it's one of those important like KPIs that brands are always looking for is whether or not the customers churn, right? And
Yeah.
so having that visibility and that relationship with the brand, and that constant contact with the publisher and the brand working together is super important. So I loved hearing that you guys are making that transparency a priority, because uh, in all honesty, like some of the, I'm not going to name any names in the sub affiliate realm, but traditionally pretty difficult to get answers from, that I've found at least.
Yeah, it can
Uh,
be.
yeah,
Mhm.
because they sometimes they want to hide it. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe they're hiding a coupon site that, and they don't work with coupons, that brand. So that can be tough. So love hearing about that. So tell me more about like who you guys are servicing with Gray Harbor.
Yeah, so like I said, right now we're working with Capital One Shopping with their Chrome plugin
Mhm.
as an opportunity. We're also talking to some other brands as well. I can't necessarily name them right now, but I'm actively working with a lot of my agency contacts. I
Sure.
think having the previous agency life that I know we're going to talk about has helped, and just trying to figure out ways that we can work with those brands. But we're also, talking to media partners, partners that would never touch the affiliate space, that would never want to necessarily open an account on Impact or CJ or, AWIN. And now we're having conversations with them like, hey, like this is an opportunity for you. We think we can make this work. And they're very open to it. So I think that's super exciting. It takes a little bit more time. But if we can, I think once we get to a place where we get more of these partners in the space, I think that it's going to be a big opportunity for everyone.
Oh, great. And as far as clients go and the brands that you want to work with, is this more in the SaaS space that works? You mentioned it, you like doing a CPL level, but does
Yeah.
this work with an ecom store?
Yeah, I think for RevShare ecom, I think it's a little bit more challenging because you're
Hmm.
asking a lot of these media buyers to take the risk and buy
Right.
traffic. And for a 1-2% commission, even heck, a 10% commission on a $50 product isn't really appealing. So it has to be worth it.
Hmm.
So we're definitely looking for obviously lead gen partners. We're looking for any type of download type campaigns, mobile downloads, like things that um, I shouldn't say easier, but things that media buyers actually want to work with. And that is actually, I would say, one of the biggest roadblocks that I've come into coming over to Gray Harbor is working with the partners and seeing necessarily how picky they can be necessarily about the brands. Like, I don't know if I want to work with that brand. I've heard about this brand because it's a big brand,
Uh-huh.
but it's going to take all this effort, and I don't think it's worth it. So I think that's one of the opportunities that I'm learning from, and I think it's been really fun to try to figure out like what's going to make this work.
I like your idea of fun. You belong on this show if you like
I
KPIs
like
as
challenges.
fun.
Yes.
Yes.
I like trying to figure out how to make things work. I really don't like to take no for an answer. I think that there's always an opportunity. And I think we give up too easily. So that's definitely why I'm very happy in the role that I'm in now.
Yeah. Yeah. I like to say a no is never a hard no.
Yeah.
you never know, in 3 to 6 months, somebody different might be working at the company that you're trying to work for, or you might figure out a different angle to work with that company. And
Yeah.
you can create a new proposal that just might work. But if you have this vision that a partnership is going to be lights out and actually work, don't give up on it. Like,
Yeah.
I like that no for an answer kind of attitude. Now, switching gears a little bit, I want to talk about your course on PXA. I just saw you not too long ago launched with uh, Laura over there on PXA, and talking about KPIs and uh, what you should be reporting to executives and what you should be reporting to your direct manager as an affiliate manager. Can we go through a little bit on what like everybody on the company really looks for in KPIs when you're doing this?
Yeah, yeah. First and foremost, I definitely want to call out the PXA. I think that Impact and the PXA are doing a phenomenal job, and Laura and Cody are amazing. And I think that it was definitely something needed in the industry having these courses. But Laura and I go really far back to 2010. When she was an account rep for me when I was in house at HSN, and we used to have to do a lot of work to get a paid placement approved. So that's why she talked to me about this course and said, I think you're the perfect person to help me with this. So on that note, I had the opportunity to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars in paid placements. And it's really difficult when you're just trying to look at network data and just,
Mhm.
back in an ROI, because executives don't care about network data at all. They don't even see the network data.
Yeah.
They care about whatever is on that internal P&L, whether it's coming from Google Analytics, whatever internal, attribution program that they're using. So first you have to know the variance to make that work. And then second, you have to be able to speak the talk, I guess you can say, as to what they want to hear. So really for KPIs, it's all, especially on the e-commerce side, I would say like it all goes back to the customer. And I've always talked about the value of the customer. And when you're talking to executives, you can look at the bottom line for the numbers, but you have to ask the hard questions. Like, are you looking for top line revenue? Do you care if this customer comes back, next week or next year? Or do you care that you're just going to get that sale and it's on clearance and you're never going to see them again? And that's okay, because, not everybody's going to keep coming back. But if you really want to nurture the customer and have the customer continue to come back, then you need to have different conversations about that. And as far as this PXA course, Laura and I really talk about like what to hone in on when you're, building a QBR deck, especially for executives, not just your day-to-day affiliate manager, because like I said, they might not even know what network they're on. So if you say like Impact or CJ or AWIN, they're going to say, I don't know what you're talking about. Now, most of the time they do, but just assume that they don't know.
Okay.
And I think that'll really help you when you're talking to executives.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, they speak a different language. They're a little busy.
Yes.
So the best thing you could ever do is put everything on a silver plate and present it to them in 1, 2, maybe 3 slides in
Yes.
a deck, and
It's
get that
more.
information
100%.
as quick as possible to them so that they understand how hard you're working and what performance metrics that you guys are going after, and the damage you're doing for the program. That's important. This is a great time for you to brag and shine for all the hard work that you're doing. So I love the course. I've gone through the PXA extensively. I've through all of the courses and qualified. Go check it out on the PXA and watch Kelly's course. It is great. And then that brings up to our sponsor of the day, completely different turnaround. It is my course, performancemarketingmanager.com. Much like the PXA, I'm teaching affiliate program management, all the intricate details about it. And I just had a site redesign. I would love feedback. If you want to go to performancemarketingmanager.com, send me something in the chat or a message. I would love feedback on how that course looks. Also, revamp the affiliate program so you can earn some money if you want to promote that course. Switching gears, let's talk about your agency life. You spent 7 years over at Acceleration Partners and have seen some good and some bad. So, first off, like if merchants are out there thinking about improving or creating an affiliate program, why do you think an agency is a good solution?
Yeah, I definitely think if you are a brand and you want to be serious about affiliate marketing, performance marketing, you need to really evaluate an affiliate marketing agency, an agency that has extensive experience. They have centralized teams, so you can really grow your program. As an affiliate in-house manager at a brand, you could connect with a network and you
Mm-hmm.
could, you know, recruit your traditional affiliate partners. We know who they are: Coupon, Loyalty, the same big players in the space. But if you really want to find that other 20-25% that's going to grow your program and find and tap into a different audience, you need an affiliate marketing agency. At Acceleration Partners, we had a phenomenal, publisher development team that really literally spent every day finding new partners for our global programs. And then you also get the opportunity of getting actual benchmark data to really see how your brand is performing compared to other similar brands with the agency. So I think there's a lot of opportunity. And, at agency life is they work really hard. But
Sure.
as an affiliate manager or an account manager at an agency, you are going to learn so much. Like,
Hmm.
I mean, just you're going to learn more than you could ever imagine. So I think there's a lot of opportunity, especially if you want to get into the space and have an, be open to different verticals, different merchants that you could work with. You could work with travel, retail,
Mm-hmm.
fintech. There's so many opportunities there.
Yeah, and lots of agencies out there carve out a niche that is particular
Yeah.
to what they really want to focus on. I know some B2B affiliate agencies that
Yeah.
are starting to grow up right now, and some agencies out there just focus on e-com, and the specialization is really key when you're carving out your own agency and growing as well. The part about the agency life and its you being working and working your way up through Acceleration Partners, um, that's a hard life sometimes. It can be uh, a demanding job, if you will, because you're balancing a big portfolio of clients, right? So in your opinion, like as an agency, what kind of balance do you see clients taking on, or how many clients one affiliate manager should be taking on?
Yeah, I don't think that's a tricky question because I think it could really depend on the client. Because some clients might only want you to focus on a very small budget. So you could definitely have
Mhm.
an account manager that has multiple clients. It could have 3 or 4 clients, right? Like if one of the clients is kind of small and they don't really need a lot, or you could have a really hands on affiliate manager that's in house as your contact. And, you're definitely working with them and they're working with the bigger partners. So you're kind of only working on those long tail partnerships. Um, I do think it is from like a brand perspective and like an account manager perspective, in order for you to really kind of elevate in that role, you have to be open to learning. And I'm going to say this, you have to be open to making mistakes. And that might
Mm,
get a little bit of slack. Sometimes you have to go with your gut because we're not going to know the answer every day. In fact, most
sure.
of us don't know the answer all the time, but you have to be confident. You tell your client, like, I believe this is gonna be successful. and you feel really good about it. You sign off on the IO, right? You move forward. And then next week you're like, placement, it bombed. Like it didn't do what I thought it was going to do. And you learn from that, right? Like clearly you don't want to blow your client's entire budget, but you go back and say, yes, this wasn't successful. We're going to go back. This goes back to, the relationships. If you have a good relationship with the partner, you could say, hey, this didn't work. Like we talked about this. I thought, can we do something to make this work? So I think that is a huge piece in the agency life, is to be able to make mistakes and learn from those mistakes. I made a ton of mistakes in my career, and I still make mistakes. We all do, but it's like how you learn from those mistakes.
Absolutely. Kristen jumped in. Making mistakes is how 100%. We grow. Perfectly said. Absolutely.
Yeah. So, and I think from the client perspective, right? Because I was on the client side before going to Acceleration Partners. You have to also understand they're human and they're going to make mistakes. So I think it's, it all depends on how you build that relationship with your clients and your agency partners and your affiliate partners and your network partners, right? Like we're all in this together. We all want to see success, and sometimes things aren't going to work out, and that's okay. We learn from that because we're not mind readers. We have no idea what the consumer is thinking tomorrow. So we could be all for this promotion we're running next week. The brand's all excited. And then, I don't know, something happens and, there's really good weather on the weekend and everybody's out at the beach or something. Again, I'm making this up, but I'm just saying, like, we can't control everything, and we have to be okay with that.
Oh, very well said. We got some questions coming in now. Nick jumped in. It looks like Nick Marchese. Kelly, what is one piece of advice you'd like to give to a brand prospecting for an agency?
Yeah, so I, when thinking about the agency that you want to work with, I think first is looking at obviously the regions that you want to focus on. Not every agency is global. So if your program is global, that's something, kind of start. I'm thinking of a funnel, right? So top funnel.
Okay.
Then next is really talking to agencies about, outside of their account team, what resources do you have access to? So I talked a lot about centralized teams, and I think at Acceleration Partners, that's something, and I was part of a centralized team, so that's why I'm talking about this. They did a fantastic job of leveraging centralized resources that the brand might not even be aware of, that are behind the scenes, kind of making a lot of additional campaigns happen, or other partnerships happen. So that would be one piece of advice, is really asking about, outside of my day-to-day account team, who do I have access to? What type of resources do I have access to?
Oh, absolutely. And continuing on that point, what do you think are the right questions a brand should be asking an agency when they are like looking at possibilities? They should be looking at least 3 agencies if they're considering this, right?
I definitely think, looking at 3 agencies, ask for benchmark data, so that you can see, what they're, especially if you're in a vertical that they're also managing, they should be able to show you, like, here's what other brands that are like you. They obviously can't share that brand name, but this is what they're seeing. And ask them what they're seeing as their challenge right now to grow the affiliate program. I think it's nice to find out, and the agency can be honest with you. Like, we're really finding it difficult to scale in, content partners right now because of XYZ. I think having those open and honest conversations up front will really help build that trust. And I think that the brand will be happy. And I also think it'll just build that relationship with the agency they choose.
Oh, very well said. And those are good questions to be asking. Obviously, pricing comes into play. But when you ask that question of, we're failing at this, and then you give the agency the chance to open up and give you, hey, how do we fix this? How would we go about approaching this? You're going to get the best automatic answer, and see if there's a good fit in in what you guys are thinking strategically internally, and see if it's going to match up with your ideals that the agency has going forward. And you're going to get an idea. Obviously, they can't tell you exactly how they do it, or maybe they do tell you exactly how they do it, but you're never going to be able to go out and perform that like that agency will in the long run. Right. All right. Awesome. Love the agency life. One more question on this. When's the right time to get an agency? Like there's almost two trains of thought here. Like, let's say you're a big brand and you're going to launch an affiliate program. Should you get an agency first, or should you build this on your own and then a year later get some new eyes on it and bring in an agency to do recruiting? What's the best solution in your mind?
So that is going to depend on the talent that you have in-house. So if you have an affiliate manager that actually has that is an affiliate manager, not just a digital marketing manager that's managing paid search, email, paid social, then you could have that person manage, getting a network set up and then bringing on an agency later. However, if you really, if you have a newer affiliate manager, somebody that maybe hasn't been in the space for a while, or maybe they're transitioning from another channel, you definitely need an agency, because what I would hate to see is it's so important when you set up these partnerships immediately. And when you have someone that doesn't understand the affiliate marketing landscape, and come from a different type of marketing channel, and again, I'm not putting down other marketing channels, they can go in with the assumption I can go dark or turn campaigns on and off. And so then they launch, they get a network, they launch campaigns, and they're like, oh, I just blew through all the commissions that I projected for the month. We're just going to go to 0%. You can't do that. And you know that, right?
Yikes.
So I think that's when you really need an agency to come in and be able to optimize those partnerships, recruit and optimize those partnerships, and really just manage a lot of that day-to-day task that you as the in-house manager, you don't have time to do. I think that's what I would say is it's going to depend on the type of talent that you have in-house.
Great point. I mean, every brand should have somebody that has 2 to 3 years of experience at a minimum in affiliate marketing specifically, so that they know what to talk to the agency about. Agreed. and make sure that both sides are doing the work that they should be and what is agreed upon. So great points there. We had another question from Kristen Evans. You find publishers are willing to work on finding a solution for a placement that bombed?
Yes, Kristen, I've been able to, at least in my experience, depends on the type of relationship that you have with the partner, to be able to do some type of, not necessarily a credit, you're still going to pay them for the placement, but you're able to negotiate hey, can you add me to the email placement for next week because the one that you gave me didn't work? Or can you push me a little bit on your homepage because this didn't work? Especially if you're willing to work with them and share insights with them. I think if you can go in and share more data with them, so outside of just what the partner is seeing, if you can share, again, going back to customer data or anything else, I think that the partner is willing to work with you. And again, I think that relationships are, and I know it's such we say this a lot, but it's so true. The relationship is so important. So if you can build upon that relationship, and then it kind of goes two ways, because then it can say, I'm willing to pay a little bit more in Q4 for placements because you were willing to work with me now to make this work. Brands see that as well, and they're willing to invest more with partners that are willing to work with them.
Right. And to that point, you should be negotiating with publishers as well. Have that as one of your conversation pieces before you agree to anything. Say, hey, what happens if this bombs?
Exactly.
Are you just going to leave me high and dry and make me look bad, or are you going to help me make this right? So ask those tough questions to the publishers that you're working with and negotiating with out there. So All right, switching. I don't know, segues. Let's talk about the affiliate landscape here. This is a topic that you like um, jumping in. You are an advocate of affiliate marketing all the way, and that's why we love you on the PMA and what you do. And let's talk about what shifts you're seeing right now in the affiliate world.
Yeah, I there's so much has changed. I would say, I think like going back to 2020 in 3 years, like
Okay,
it's
3 years,
just
yeah.
been night and day. I mean, everybody who's been in this space for over 10 years can probably agree with that. So I would say, previously affiliate marketing was always known as just a coupon and deal channel. I know when I was in house, that's how it was referenced in finance meetings and planning meetings, as well with senior leadership. Now, I would say the affiliate marketing channel is seen as a full funnel, full consumer purchasing journey channel, where we're really
Mm-hmm.
starting to tap into, if we haven't already in the last couple of years, of like we can target the type of customer you want at every part of the funnel, every single part. And it all depends on the type of partners that you're willing to work with. So if you want to work with upper funnel partners, you want to work with traffic drivers, like we can get you those partners all the way down to obviously the converters and the partners that are really going to make
Mm-hmm.
that conversion happening. I would say that the brands that are doing it right are really looking at that data day in and day out, and they're investing in the right partnerships, and they're not pulling back because the conversion rate's high. I'm seeing a lot of it's too good to be true. Like it's kind of like, oh, well, this partner seems too good to be true. Well, why? Like, why does it seem too good to be true? Because, like, yeah, the conversion rate's like 8%, and your other channels is
Mm-hmm.
1%. I mean, and then when you actually look at the data, like what you find is the customer is willing to spend more. They're willing to keep coming back. Like they trust these partners more than they trust, sometimes the brand, like the on paid social or, in other channels. So I think that's where we're seeing the biggest shift is just the ability to look at affiliate marketing across the full purchasing journey as opposed to like one small part of it.
Yeah, and as a general basis, like the lower down the funnel you're getting, the higher the
Yeah,
conversion rate will likely be for one of those partners, right? So, if they are like a true coupon site, I've seen conversion rates at like
I know.
25%, which is just way too
Yeah.
big. Like, but it is believable. I understand that because I know what they're
Yeah.
doing, uh, and grabbing that last click. But content site might be in those regular conversion rate that your site is going after at 1 or 2%, right? And then they've got everything in
Yeah.
between for those partners that are filling out the rest of that funnel. That's a great insight. And speaking to that, what do you think the future holds for us in terms of, we've seen this dramatic shift in the last 3 years in the COVID era and post-COVID
Mhm.
era. Our industry
Yeah.
doubled in these last 3 years, exceeding way more than we were anticipating um, in what we had planned out for this industry. But what do you think the future holds for us now in this post-COVID era?
Yeah, I think that like in Q4, what was it? I think it was Cyber Monday. Affiliate was the second top channel in the US. Just insane, like after paid search. I never thought that we would see that. Um,
Hmm.
I think that we, as people that have been in the industry for a long time, it is our responsibility to educate and teach
Hmm.
people the ways of the industry, because then they can advocate for the affiliate marketing channel. At the end of the day, we're on a spreadsheet with all the other marketing channels, and they're looking at the margin data and they're looking at budgets and they're trying to figure out like how the economy is going. Today was a little bit better. The consumer price index was where it should be. Inflation starting to slow down, which is really good news, but we got a lot of work to do. um, but executives are making decisions, and at the end of the day, it's all about the bottom line, and it's budgets and everything else.
Sure.
We have to educate people, and we have to really teach them about affiliate marketing and why it's such a remarkable channel for all of us. And I think that um, for the future, I think if we can get to a place where we have a lot more experts, I think that it's not that hard to go in and have these conversations with CMOs and VPs of marketing and really get them
Mhm.
to continue to invest in affiliate marketing. And also, like what I talked about with what we're doing at Gray Harbor Digital, seeing that we're starting to see such a blend from other channels, like other partners that would never want to be considered an affiliate, right? Like they're really starting to say, hey, like I want to get in on that performance marketing, business model.
Right.
Previously, I was never interested, but now I am interested. So I think that
Y-
we're going to continue to see more partners as well, kind of get into that the affiliate marketing industry.
For sure. And influencers are
Yes.
even coming around to the performance model, which is really nice because there is a talk track, 5 to 10 years ago, telling all influencers out there that you need to be paid up front.
Yes.
Do not do affiliate marketing. And then it was hard on
I know.
us, like trying to talk them into like you can make so much more money if you just go with affiliate marketing. And I'm happy to give you some upfront money and do a hybrid, but that talk track has become so much easier
Yes.
lately, which is incredibly helpful for us. Nick Marchese jumping in, he mentioned he's got strong mix of affiliate partners to hone in on exactly what brands are looking at. Do you tend to encourage open mind with partners, i.e., new entrants with a new model that you may not have heard of before?
Yes. So for me, I am a data geek. So if you don't
Okay.
have the data to back it up, then you can't necessarily back it up. But with a lot of networks, they've really invested heavily into different insights reporting or optimization reporting, where you can look at the partners and evaluate what type of partner are they, like a first click type of partner where they're kind of at the top of the funnel. Are they mid funnel where they're browsing and they're looking around? Or are they closers? And all the
Mm-hmm.
networks have different names and labels for them. But I always encourage having an open mind with partners and talking to the partners. And I always say, like, one of my biggest pet peeves is when you invest in a paid placement or something with like a more upper funnel partner and they drive a
Okay.
ton of clicks for you, right? It's like, great, but you get one sale or whatever your action is. And then you're like,
Mm-hmm.
I just drove, like, I spent all this money. Well, where did the traffic go? The traffic went to another
Right.
channel. So you just basically invested for other channels, which is fine from a brand perspective. At the end of the day, you want that sale or you want that action. And I don't think we talk about that enough. So, like, why would we punish that partner for driving all that traffic that we wouldn't have gotten anyway?
Yeah.
So, yes, I always encourage open mind when you're talking
Yeah.
about partners.
And great points. To that, like if you are going to invest in content that is top of funnel, make sure all of your retargeting
Yes,
purposes for that traffic is not wasted. So
100%.
make sure everything is tightened up on your internal conversion rate before you go out and invest in those kinds of
Agree.
partners. Um, let's talk about good and the bad of automation. Automation and AI is just such a hot topic right now. Tell me about what you guys are utilizing over at Gray Digital, or maybe whatever you're seeing in the industry that you'd like to that you think is good and bad.
Yeah. So at Gray Harbor, we've definitely found opportunities to leverage AI, whether it's ChatGPT or some other programs as well, where we're able to kind of reconfigure content, kind of optimize content a little bit differently. I would say that it's still more robotic and it's obviously like a computer or whatever it is
Yeah.
translating it. So you have to humanize a lot of the content that you're working through. So it's not perfect, but it can kind of give a shell, I would say, or a starter for, content that you're working on. Um, and then I think that there's going to be a lot of opportunity when it comes to reporting. There's just a lot of opportunity for things like these day-to-day tasks that we don't want to do, but we kind of have to do. Um, and I
Yep.
think there's a lot of different people in the industry working on some really cool tools. And I'm curious, like once we kind of get through the bugs and everything else, how that's going to change the industry. At the end of the day, though, kind of going back to relationships, the AI is not going to replace the affiliate manager. Like I don't see that ever happening, because you still have to have
Never.
conversations, and it's not going to be able to say like, oh, this partner is going to work for you. Like it's just we're not there yet, and I don't think we'll ever be there because there's that human element that's so important, to why affiliate marketing works so well.
I agree that it is a while out, but I wouldn't say never.
Yeah,
Like I think uh, I don't know if looking back 5-10 years ago, and you looked at AI in its infancy for like SEO and content building, people would say the same thing. Oh, you're never going to be able to humanize this, and it's getting really good. And SEOs and content writers are losing jobs right
that's
now.
true. Yeah.
Are affiliate managers going to lose their job in 5-10 years? Still up in the air. Who knows? But it's a little scary. I know our jobs and our industry are still going to value partnership in 10 years,
Yeah.
regardless of AI, right? Um, well, that's a great insight. And you brought up uh, doing reporting on some kind of automation process. What are like the key reports that you like to get every day in your inbox shows up and then you can evaluate?
Yeah, so we look at obviously we work with a ton of partners. So we look at
Mhm.
obviously the traffic they're driving, and then the action that's coming from it. So when you're looking at the ROI, and then we have a quality score, which is an internal metric that we use to continue, excuse me, continue to monitor that. One thing that I think could be a challenge for us specifically is you're not going to know right away if the lead that you're driving is qualified, right? Because like it takes time. So if you're asking someone to sign up for something or join something, you got to give them a couple weeks sometimes to see if they actually, do it. So that could be somewhat of a challenge, is having to wait about 30 days to see, okay, this is
Mhm.
actually leading to something, versus, a rev share model is a little bit easier because, they're buying the item, they're buying the shirt, and then they're checking out. They
Yep.
might return it, and then you could look at that later. But I think that could be somewhat of a challenge when looking at the reports that we have.
Solid. All right. Switching gears one last time, one super hot topic, Amazon. I'm curious if you guys work with them with this affiliate network at all, or do you just stay clear and try to work with brands directly and for the most
We
part?
actually do work with Amazon Associates. So we
Okay.
have some content properties called Rad Undergrad, Let's Go Adulting, where we work with influencers that write about different products and reach a very specific audience, and leverage the Amazon affiliate program, which has been great to work with. Um, and obviously, I shop at Amazon. I think I have like 5 items in my cart right now that I need to think about what I'm going to buy. There's definitely a lot of opportunity, but I would say they do a great job with their affiliate program for partners.
Yeah, one of the most dynamic affiliate programs in the world has ever
Yeah.
seen. Really incredible technology behind it all, and you can't cheat that
No.
system. They are really
Yeah.
good. Um, and speaking of Amazon, my guest on Thursday is going to be Rob Schaub over at Levanta. They have a solution that will actually help you promote Amazon products, make Amazon commissions, and on top of that, make commissions directly from the merchant itself. Really incredible platform that they're building out, and very interesting topic. Kelly, thanks so much for joining me today. Really appreciate your time and all of your nerderation. If you would like to join me on Affiliate Nerd Out, go to dustinhouse.com/nerd or hit up this QR code here in the top left corner. Kelly, it's been an honor. Appreciate your time. Thanks for being with us
Thank
here.
you so much for having me.
All right, folks, keep on recruiting, and we'll see you out there.